What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you can call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Series King Ghidorah 1991. Revealed as, I believe, the second Toho figure being released in the Exquisite Basic Series alongside Hokkaido Godzilla 1991. The figure would have a lot of hype surrounding its commercialization all the way up to its release. Ghidorah would feature suit-accurate details with both sculpt and paint, and has something other King Ghidorah figures don't have, bendy wire wings. But more on those later. The figure would also be one of the biggest figures Hiya has released. King Ghidorah is really big here, which is awesome. Also, Ghidorah would feature some awesome articulation, making this one of the more posable King Ghidorah figures. The figure clocks in at an MSRP of around $110. The figure is already released in China and will hit US retailers at a later date, just be patient. It's coming. I know it takes a while, but trust me, the wait will be worth it. With all that out of the way, how does Ghidorah stack up? Is he good? Is he bad? Well, I'm more than happy to tell you. Let's see if the Heisei version of King Ghidorah is worth adding to your Godzilla shelf. Getting the one negative out of the way first, the paint job on the wings isn't the cleanest. If you look close enough, you can make out some splotches and other messy things. It's not perfect. But that's a minor complaint to what's otherwise a fantastic looking figure. I'm dead serious, King Ghidorah looks stunning. The color he features is a bronze kind of gold, which is accurate to the suit, so no complaints there. The figure has an overwhelming amount of details and texture. Everything is here and accounted for to the tiniest details. The faces are on point with how they looked on the suit. I love the heads on this figure, and the eyes on all the heads are spot on, very clean, no issues. The teeth are also a very bone-dry yellow color. As I've said, the figure sports an overwhelming amount of detail. The whole body scales are excellent and feel very nice to the touch. The figure also has a very nice weight to it as well. He feels very nice to hold in the hand. The wings I mentioned do have splotches, but otherwise the wings look okay. They have very nice paint details and are buttery smooth to touch. The figure is a rough texture across the whole body and features some sharp detailing like the spikes on the back of the necks. Warning though, the horns on the heads are not soft plastic, so be careful not to break those. The figure itself is really sturdy, so most likely you won't have to worry about anything breaking. I can't get over the gold color, he looks so nice. And he's nearly one-to-one with the suit, very accurate across the board. From the heads to the wings to the tails at the ends are very spiky. I will say though, one concern I do have, which I'll go over more in the articulation section of the video, is the longevity of the wings. The wings have bendy wires, as I mentioned before, but I'm worried how long they'll last if you mess with those wires long enough. That's something I wouldn't want to find out. Overall, King Ghidorah looks fantastic and looks how he did in the movie. It really feels like he flew out of the big screen. He looks stunning. So if you get this figure, you're in for quite a treat. Alright, articulation on King Ghidorah is some pretty good stuff. Hiya, I think, did an excellent job making him very posable. It is a very posable King Ghidorah. I'm happy about that. So let's get started and not waste any more time. The necks are on a series of ball joints and can curve really, really well. Really well. So that is really cool. Jaws are on a hinge and the tongues are on a hinge. Pretty cool. Ball joint here in the waist can crunch forward just about, looks like it's this far forward and backward, this far back. And of course we do have some rotation and some lean. The wings, they're on a hinge and can go this far back and this far forward. Now, for the wings, there is actually two sources of bendy wire, here in the middle and here on the top part, so the wings can flap and curve in any direction you so wish. Personally, I don't recommend using the bendy wire that much because it doesn't seem as sturdy as Rodin's, and also the longevity of it, I'm not sure how long it's going to last. So I would avoid using it because the wings were static in the movie anyway, so honestly, you really don't need to use it unless you really just want to get a nice curve in the wings. But at the same time, if you want to preserve your King Ghidorah, you're kind of better off not using it. So try not to use it. If you really need to use it, then treat it as delicately as possible. Legs are on ball joints. He can kick his legs this far forward, kick them this far back. Knees have a very nice bend, and ankles are on ball joints. So we have some decent ankle rocker, and ankles can bend forward nicely to get some nice leg poses like this. Tails are on series of ball joints. Mine has a bit of loosey-goosey spots. I'm not sure why that is, but oh well. Either way, tails really can go all over the place. They have very nice twists and very nice bends. And of course, you've seen it online. You can even get Ghidorah to stand on his tails because that's how durable the figure is. Yeah, you can't do that with a certain other Ghidorah that I know of. Anyway, I think articulation on King Ghidorah is very nice. Very nice. It is a very nice posable King Ghidorah. I honestly enjoy posing him a whole lot. Whether it's in the wings, the necks, or the tails, or even the legs. Honestly, this is just a really nicely posed King Ghidorah, and I would not have him otherwise. He poses really nicely. Here's a size comparison with other figures you may or may not own. Ghidorah is gargantuan. He commands a lot of space on that shelf. He's a shelf hog for sure, so make sure you have space for him if you decide to get this figure. He scales great with other Hiya figures, but other brands, they're either too big or too small, so keep that in mind. What can I say? This figure is awesome. You don't need to be a diehard fan to enjoy this figure. Even casual fans will love this, I believe. It's such a stunning and good piece. I highly recommend this figure. The issues he has are very minor to what's otherwise a perfect figure. Sculpt and paint are phenomenal. Articulation is killer. Size is fun. Overall, he has a lot of fun factor that not a lot of other King Ghidorah figures have. Plus, he's relatively affordable, unlike another King Ghidorah figure I know of. Make sure to get your order in. You won't regret it. This is a fantastic release and I highly recommend him. I won't be afraid to give this figure a perfect 10 out of 10. I love him and I think you'll love him too. He's stunning for sure, very fun to pose and very fun to stack him up against Godzilla. And I had a lot of fun doing the photos with him in the beginning, so that's awesome. Get him soon or he'll be lost and gone forever.